All right. Looks like I might be live. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. I figured I'd go live on Monday, even though probably not too many people are going to be around on Mondays, but hey. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, one thing I don't have set up is a headset to hear my own audio. Let me know if my audio is okay. Hey, thanks for joining in. It's Monday, so I really wasn't expecting anyone really to pop up. Let me check my OBS to make sure I have input. Oh yeah, I got audio input here. Oh, it looks like it might be a little too high. Let me just turn it down just a little bit so I'm not blowing anyone's eardrums out. Hey guys, welcome to just a bunch of nothing today. Really, it's just a bunch of nothing today. Um, I took the week off from work. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. So I'm just kind of hanging out. I happen to have got this amp from Goodwill. Oh, hey, thanks for letting me know that sounds good. I'm trying to pay attention a little bit closer to my OBS stuff here. Someone had mentioned a comment on another video that they were hearing a bunch of, I don't know what it was, static or something, but other viewers that were on there told me that they didn't hear any static. So please let me know if the audio is not up to par. Um, is this a repair video? I have no idea. So it's really just a rambling Monday, for anyone that's got questions about amplifiers, particularly as long as it's not the big class D stuff. I'm not in that stuff. So I don't know today's amplifiers, if they've changed designs or not. So I'm just kind of avoiding that. But otherwise, I'm here for questions. If anyone has any, I'm just going to be cleaning up this legacy here. This is a LA 490. I got this off Goodwill, just laying around browsing Goodwill. My good buddy Nolan there likes to point out Goodwill, so I found this on Goodwill and said, "Hey, let's get it in and see what this thing is like." But it's been a long time since I've done old. I would call this more of the flea market era of amplifiers. My business really did just dive right into today's amplifiers, which kind of took me away from my initial goals of being a restoration business for vintage equipment. So I don't know if any of you know me from previous years, but I used to have a business called Todd's Tubes and Testers where I restored vintage vacuum tube testers. Um, and I just ended up taking the business in a route that kind of strayed away from my original uh, likings, I should say. So I am going to slowly reintroduce everyone back to this channel as a repair channel, but only for the older Class AB stuff. I'm just looking for corrosion and stuff, but so far it's looking pretty good. Um, a lot of people send me questions or ask me questions, which, don't get me wrong, guys, I love questions. I live to help others, but some questions I just can't answer. Just how my brain works. But I get questions all the time, every single day about amplifier repair. So don't get me wrong, I will be back into the amplifier repair world. I just have some things I got to take care of. Oh, see, sometimes what people think is rust right down here isn't rust. It's actually just garbage that has piled up on the amplifier. Just like any other electronics, guys, you got to keep your electronics clean. Um, Dust, dirt, grime, liquids. Oh, especially liquids. I won't even get into that, but oh, that is corrosion right here. Anything like that. Drop off. A package just came in. will short out your components. Dust is a great insulator for heat and stuff of the sort. So, you know, you got to keep your stuff clean. I've had amps come in that were just packed full of dust, dirt. What do you call those little fluffies? You know, and that kind of stuff will just destroy your amp over time. I mean, it doesn't do it instantly, obviously, but it will destroy your amp. Can you show how you would be diagnosing an input section problem? Oh, that is one of the hottest questions. That is probably one of the hardest questions. Preamps are a beast within themselves. Um, and, and that's what I mean. Sometimes I can answer your questions depending on the situation, depending on the amp, depending on many different variables that are involved with preamps. Do I have a board around here that I can show you? Let me see what I got. I don't have any amplifier boards, guys. Like I said, I've been closed. I've been closed for quite a while now. Not quite a while. 2025, beginning of 2025. Well, if I open this up, I can show you kind of an idea of. Oh, hey, broken. Kind of an idea of the difficulty in being able to answer a preamp question. I have no idea if this amp works, guys. I'm really, yeah. I mean, eventually I will diagnose it and see if there's any issues or problems, but yeah, I'm really just live for you guys today. Let's pull this, what is this thing? American Legacy. I don't know how old this is, but I'm sure this has probably got to be the early 2000s, maybe on these flea market-ish amps. Yeah, we'll pull this thing apart and I'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to preamps. I'm asking because I'm dealing with an old school Rubicon. Oh, the Rubicons. Those are, is it the American flag Rubicon or is it just the standard Rubicon? Now, the Rubicon preamp is nothing like a Korean or Chinese designed preamp. The Rubicons themselves, yeah, I would have to have it in front of me. The Rubicons that I have repaired, I have found the majority of the problems when it comes to preamp issues in the Rubicons will be your potentiometers and switches. If you're missing an output signal and you're not showing any output transistor faults, then I would back up and look at the input side of the preamp. But the Rubicon, I'm sorry, you're gonna, I don't want to say you're gonna be going down a rabbit hole, but the very first thing is I would start at your RCAs. I would start at the RCAs, wrong finger. And you're gonna find that those will go right into, I think if I remember right on the Rubicons, right into a comparator. I'm not sure, but you're gonna just follow your input signal all the way through your preamp. And you're going to find that preamp signal popping out on the pre-stage side of the board. The Rubicons, though, have, depending on which Rubicon it is, the American, yes, excellent board. Those are one of the few that I would only do. But yes, the preamp on that, depending on what you're seeing, I personally would start at the comparators of the preamp. So I'd have to have a Rubicon board in front of me to really show you. That's just the way this old man brain works here. I'm a troubleshooter, but I'm a point-to-point troubleshooter. Yeah, but they're fun. Once you get the hang of the Rubicons, they're great amps, hard to find parts. but they're great amps. I need a really small Phillips screwdriver. Hold on. I've got my work bag right here. Let me see what I got. And that's really what my business started as, was just repairing and restoring. I don't have the older vintage, no, not even vintage, the older Class A amps, uh, and the older Class AB amps. So I got to watch my camera battery too. Don't lose that little screw. Independent cards for each channel. Yes, for the output section, it does have independent cards, but that's the output section. You're going to find those cards drive your pre-drivers. I'm trying not to break this plastic tab here. Now, if you have an output card where your signal's coming in at from the preamp section, then you need to pull that card. And I'm going to tell you right now, those cards are not fun. They are not fun to rebuild. First things first, I'd make sure you have all the parts. Oh yeah, this is a typical dirty, nasty, yeah. I mean, I wish I could help you more on that. I had some output cards for the Rubicons. I had a bunch of them, but the parts, all my parts are gone. I've had output cards for the Rubicons, not the US amps. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose track of my brain here. I gotta stay on track. There's another output card that I kept that was just an absolute nightmare to rebuild or get your hands on. Yeah, I mean, Bert, yeah, that's just it is not an easy amp to diagnose um, without seeing it. Obviously, like I said, if it was in front of me, I could show you point to point where to go, but what to look for. But that's, yeah. Or if I had written notes, but oh man, I'd have written notes for 100 different manufacturers, and that's too much for my brain. But this is what I'm doing right now is really inspired by Nolan. He's the only person right now that I would, fix amps for. There's a couple guys that I've been talking to through the email that may send me something for me to repair. But guys, keep in mind, I don't have a business that's closed. I don't have terms and conditions. I don't have any warranty terms anymore. It's just, yeah. And I understand that it's hard to find repair techs. So, but I do have a full-time job. I'm an electrician. I am a control systems and automation specialist. So, but I am an O1 electrician here in Washington. So I'm a very, very busy person when it comes to my job. Just for now, though. I have oh my goodness. Yeah, I have a Hyphonic Centurion. I found a TIP36 is bad. Yes, TIP36, TIP35s, and 36s are transistors you're going to always want to have on hand if you're dealing with any of the older amplifiers. Yeah, TIP35 and 36. I checked DigiKey and found it's obsolete. Well, sometimes you're gonna have to go outside of DigiKey. What'd you say? You said DigiKey? You check DigiKey. LCSC. Did you try LCSC? And they will list a bunch of different manufacturers for the transistors, but be very careful and really pay attention on the manufacturer of the transistor you're purchasing. LCSC is a great all-around source for parts. if your last option is to go overseas. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm sorry, I'm assuming you're in the States. If you're already not in the States, LCSC might be a very viable option for you. But the TIP 35 and 36, I procured through I call them headhunters. I had people that all they did for me was locate parts, and that was where I got a majority of my TIPs. Nice, nice. Got a little bit of stuff in here on the chrome plating, but it looks like it's not corrosion. No. Wipes right off, guys. Someone spilt a liquid in this. Oh, dang. All right. We're going to get into some technical stuff here, guys. Oh, yes. Oh, perfect example. I'm going to zoom you in, guys. So if I have any repair techs here on the channel currently right now, are you able to tell me my very, very first reaction that I'm going to have about this board? For any repair guys. Yeah. What is it about this board that would make you go, and adjust your quote to repair this? I hear you. Thanks for the info. Can you still source PIC chips? Me personally, I don't know if I can. When I left Taramps, I was told that I could return at any point if I wanted to. But Eduarda, I don't know if she would sell me stuff personally. I'm sure she might. But the person I dealt with directly at Taramps was Eduarda when Alex left. So I still do have quite a few PICs for Taramps, Brazilian, but it's just for Taramps. If you're looking for at any of the other Brazilian designed amps, you would have to contact them because they're all programmed differently. Go with all new basically for, and just back to that TIP 35, 36. Now that's going to be a Class AB amp. You can replace them all if you choose. It just depends on how the amp shorted. If the amp had a direct output short, heck yeah, replace them all. That's just best practice. And then also, if you had shorted output transistors, I would really highly consider replacing the pre-drivers. Yeah, remember when a transistor takes a hit, over here on your output section, your pre-drivers also, depending on how the transistor failed, can take a hit. I would replace everything from the output back all the way through the pre-drivers. Again, though, what would be the problem with this board? I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it's definitely a problem. And don't worry, guys, no one's able to answer that. I will tell you what this problem is for all you guys that repair amps to hopefully pay attention to this so you don't get any returns for warranty repair if you offer warranty terms. I always offered warranty terms on my repairs. How confident I am in fixing amps. Some people, I had a troll. Did you guys see my other live channel, the troll that I had? I said I had to fire whoever's getting my advice from. Here's my response. Here's my updated response to that troll. You're the one that made that statement, so I'm taking my advice from you. Well, you're fired. There you go. Sorry. I just had to pull a funny there. Not a funny, but my dry sense of humor. As I ramble on this Monday, on this fine Class AB amplifier here, this is going to be your perfect. Is this made in China? Or is this Korean? Oh, who knows? It's all the same, guys. I mean, it literally is Chinese, Korean, barbarian. I don't care where it comes from. Not Brazil. I don't care where it comes from. And European, you get some different designs out of Europe, but I don't care. They're all the same. It's all the same. Designs of amplifiers has only been vacuum tubes, or Class A, Class AB, Class D, Class E. I don't even know what that Class E stuff is. Half bridge, full bridge. I mean, we can go on for days. But the thing is, it's always the same result. You're taking a signal on the preamp, on a Class AB amp, you're using a pre-driver to cut that sucker in half, go high, go low, depending on your rail voltage, turning it back around to an AC amplified output. I mean, you can do that with Class A, you can do that with Class AB, biased versus non-biased or set bias. Yeah, guys, you can only twist a signal so many ways, but otherwise it's all the same. Hey, hand soldered build. I do believe this is going to be wave soldered. Do believe. Yeah, this board is new enough to be practically, it's all wave soldered. But I wish I could zoom in a little further. I can't with this. Yeah, I'm going to point something out to these about this particular board. No, about this particular era. You see this stuff right here? You see this adhesive that becomes really dark brown and crumbly? You can literally peel it off the board. That right there, this adhesive is completely needs to go away. You need to get rid of all that, all of this. Now it's not so bad right now. I live in a pretty dry climate, but you get this out in a high humid climate, and this adhesive turns into a sponge. Just an absolute sponge. And what happens is it absorbs moisture, and it's gonna short this board out. Depends on what it goes across. Sometimes these traces are far enough apart where nothing will short out, but this glue right here will short your electronics out. And there's also, I think AudioPipe used it way back in the day, some yellow stuff that's kind of squishy. You could almost squish water out of it. It's just pretty bad. And you can see, right? You can't see because it's backwards. I'm going to try to get a picture of this here for you guys. I know it's kind of hard to see, but right here, right down in here, it's actually starting to corrode this jumper because this stuff sucks up moisture. And there's just corrosion starting here. So I'm assuming, since I have corrosion here, that if anything, we may have a little auxiliary voltage issue going on here. I mean, it's hard to say. Depends if it went underneath, but I can practically peel this adhesive up off the board. There it is. And oh yeah, it's all corroded. That glue is the worst. So guys, if you're running a business and you do repair work and you offer warranty terms, which you should, you got to get rid of this glue. If you, oh yeah, it's even corroding that right there. This whole bus right here, bus, I don't even call this a bus, it's a wire. This jumper, J2, is actually corroded, starting to corrode really nice because the glue absorbs moisture. Also, like some of the older AudioPipe boards, you'll have an output failure or an output issue, whiny, noisy, or something. Pull all that glue off, and you'll be surprised at what you can change. Oh yeah, just your typical Class AB. Oh, I'm gonna bet money this amp was noisy, which is probably why someone took it out of their vehicle. Right here. So this is all. I'm gonna bet money you're gonna get noise through this right here. This is part of the preamp. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. I do see some signs of liquid damage here. Right underneath the power supply. hand soldered built. That'd be sweet if it was hand soldered, but nah, this will be flow soldered. Did you test if it? No, 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 no. This is a Goodwill purchase, and I never ever assume a Goodwill purchase is functional. Just never. I mean, uh, the likelihood of it being functional in this condition might be a little slim. Boy, they really tucked that screw way up in there. Now, how are you going to get that thermistor out of there? Wow. What in the world? All right, guys. Someone had really, really small fingers. Check this out. That screw right there is literally, can I even get it on? It's tucked way up under there. Way up under there. Now, how do those little China guys get that in there? Gosh darn it. It's things like that that make you go, I love fixing amps though. Nothing stops me. I'm like a train. Well, I don't know. Today's trains, when it comes to HVAC, is probably questionable. I cannot. Oh my gosh, that is not good. How in the world did they do that? Oh geez. This is so funny. Oh my gosh. Hey Bert, check that out. You see these screws right here? Oh my gosh. What a monumental manufacturing. What? And I think this is why I like to do the older amplifiers. Like any of you guys, if you've repaired or rebuilt any of the Macintosh, like the MC440s, I loved rebuilding those guys. The Macintoshes are just fun amps to do. They can be very challenging. The heat sink unscrews from this. Who else did that? Another brand did that. Oh my gosh. Oh, they even put thermal paste up in there. What? What? Dry as a bone. It's powder, but it's funny. You think these 1941s and 5198s are going to get that hot? Boy, if they get that hot, you probably got a problem, or you're wiring it too low. That's pretty hot. To have to warrant thermal paste like that. Okay, guys. I don't miss thermal paste at all whatsoever. Did you test? Oh no. Sorry, Bert. No, I didn't test it. And here's the thing too is I don't test anything. I don't get something in and fired up. Never. Never. I just don't. I don't know. 99% of the amps that come through my door are failed amps. So I would never get an amp in and fire it up to see if it's functional. And if that's what you meant by powering it, or by powering it up. But I can tell you real quick, just by putting a meter across it, if there's any issues with it. But I haven't done that yet because I prefer to do it from the bottom side of the board. I can do it from the top, but yeah, I'd much rather see the bottom of the board first. So I like about these little Class ABs too. Sometimes they just are easy to take apart. And these even use gap pad. Wow, that's impressive. It is. Use gap pad. What is this? This thing is a what? American Legacy. American Legacy used gap pad. That's it, guys. That's it. I'm going senile, old, or something. Old. Oh, dry. That thermal paste is dry. I would not run this thing without replacing that. Yeah. So until I reopen business, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix personal amps, and then I'm just going to end up, I don't know, putting them up for sale or something. Oh yeah, dry thermal paste. Or I don't know, giving away that Berman 6500 that I did. It just went out today. I finally got it packaged up. Oh, guys, there it is. Is that it? That's not it. Wrong tag. Oh yeah, nope, that is the right tag. That Berman's, that 6500, had 97 volts on each rail at 11.7 volts input. Sorry, that's the package dimensions. So you can do that calculation. I think it's like 3, the wind ratio is like 3.9, or I would call it 4. I mean, kind of realistically. Well, 3.9. Got to account for core loss, I guess. But yeah, so that gives it about a 3.9 wind ratio. Don't smack the gums. For the output section of that Berman 6500. I know I said I was going to do a video on it, but guys, hey, I'm a busy person. I don't know, I'm just a busy person. So I was unable to really get a video on that, and I just probably would have a bunch of trolls anyways that would just whine and complain. I just love the whiners and complainers. Hold on, yeah, I can live without whiners and complainers, and that was probably, I don't know, the biggest part of business that I don't miss is listening to the whiners and complainers. They will always blame the repair person when they take the amp you just fixed for them and they put it back in the same situation it came from, and pow, it goes boom. And then they say, you didn't repair it correctly, or your repair failed, or whatever. If they only knew or understood how these things work. Oh yeah, that's well soldered. Wave soldered, my friends. The output transistors are hand soldered. Everything else is wave soldered. No burnt traces, no corrosion, no nothing on the bottom. So I have 0 concerns about the bottom of this. I don't even see any spilled liquids on this. Very, very, very slight. As I try to keep you guys in the camera view. Hey, it's a Rambling Monday, guys. If you want perfection, you're probably on the wrong channel. No, I am a perfectionist. Just ask my wife. Interesting heatsink. It is a very interesting heatsink design. I would say it really does follow the JL heatsink screw together design. They are really, see, back in the day, they knew how to build things. Good luck trying to find that in today's amplifiers. They're garbage. Yeah, today's amplifiers are garbage. Very few manufacturers I support. It's just the way it is. I mean, I would be upfront and honest and tell them, if their product is good enough to, warrant being on my bench. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get my meter leads squared away here with my blinking light. That there. Yeah. So I digress 1,000 times over. This is the absolute worst industry for techs. Customers are a-holes. Oh man, we need to pin that comment right there. We need to pin that comment. I don't want to say anything bad about my customers. Customer base is what supports the business. But today's society, I'm sorry, is messed up. I don't know what else to say about that. Today's society is completely turned around, upside down. Why? Why do they do that? Why do they do that? I know I know why they do this is to cut costs, but why? Yeah, I mean, now if this was like a 1404 or a 180N or something of the current transistors that I support, I would say, hey, 2 is fine. But come on, what is this? When you're already set up for parallel power supply transistors, why not use it? It just gives that much more buffer. Oh, I don't know. I digress again. Oh, let's see here. This is 2200 microfarads on the input filter capacitor at 25 volts. So there's another win for this. Odd. Usually you're going to find these around that 16 volt range, but good to see that they have appropriate valued capacitors. Well, I can tell you the rail voltage on this is not very high. Yeah, because what's going to happen is people will get this. Bad example. We'll get an older board that's built like a tank. That is something like the Phoenix Gold amps, where you got a pile of 16 volt input filter capacitors, and they go and hook it up in today's systems. Then they're charging at 16 volts. They're charging at 16. Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? It's these capacitors, you're going to make them sweat if you even get up to that 100% on their voltage level, on their voltage, maximum voltage. Don't do that. So yeah, if you have amps that have 16 volt capacitors, do your customer a favor and put higher voltage capacitors in, because you know what they're going to do. You have to assume right off the bat that these are going in a vehicle that is not OEM. Business, that's a business decision. Complainers, moron, disease, stage 4. Oh, it's Nolan. Hey, Nolan, how's it going today? Thanks for dropping in. Yes, complainers, moron, disease, stage 4. It is. Hey, Nolan, I just had to mention, this live stream, this Monday morning crappy weather live stream is really because of you. This came from Goodwill. I know, right? Strange. Again, I'm working on going back to repairing the older Class AB stuff. So let's take a peek around. Rail capacitors are 35 volts. What does that tell you right off the bat? That this amplifier, no matter what, will never have more than 35 volts rail to rail. Per rail. Sorry, that was a wrong statement. Rail to rail would be whatever it is added per rail. So if these are 35 volts, I'm going to bet money you're 20. I'm going to bet 27 volts per rail, just based on the rail capacitor. 105 degree, right? Yeah, these are all 105, which is good to see. Oh man, this capacitor right here, guys, that I was pointing out earlier has. Oh, I can already tell you this amp is failed, and I'm going to bet it's an auxiliary power. That's what this is right here, guys. This is your plus minus auxiliary power circuits for your preamp. This capacitor has massive corrosion underneath the heat shrink on it, which is going to be coming from the moisture that this has sucked up. The glue, this dark brown glue, has gotten up underneath this plastic and up on the can here, and this whole thing is corroded. I mean, I'm going to bet money we're probably missing a plus minus 15 here. So I don't know. That's just an assumption. But let's see what we got going on. Got my old little meter fired up here. And gate drain source. Gate drain source. I always put my negative lead on the gate. Always. What? What? No way. 60K? From gate to source? No. What? 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 Hold on, guys. When you do this long enough, you start to get recognizing numbers that just are not correct. 100 ohm gate, 27 ohm pull down, 60K. Wowzers, because it's using a diode transistor driver. There's nothing pulling this driver down. Nice, nice. 1K, yeah, it does. It has a 1K pull down on it. 10K across the diode. Hmm. Ah, I am stunned to see 60K across the gate. And these are oh, there it is, 12.32K. Ah, that looks better. What happened? Oh, we have a power supply problem. Hmm. Huh. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Let me grab my little portable scope. Get this all to fit in this picture here. I mean, it probably won't all fit in the picture. Let's do this. All right, guys, let's do a little power supply troubleshooting here. Now, again, remember, this came from Goodwill. I have zero expectations for this to be functional. None whatsoever. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. There's a little number right there, guys. So, I always use my black lead on the gate. Why? It's just habit. When you start dealing with circuits that have diodes in it, you'll start to know why I do it this way and consistently this way. Because diode readings can send you down rabbit holes like there's no tomorrow. I love Goodwill. Thanks for educating the video. Say hello to Mrs. Oh, excellent, Nolan. I sure will. She absolutely loves you to death. We love you, guy. We love you. Um, I and Nolan, we're getting your 4Ks. So here's the LED that's going to go in one of your 4Ks. And here's the driver board for the one that's given me a complete headache with the no output. These cards right here, the IRS 21844 cards, are notorious for popping this transistor right here, and then you won't have an output. But it's super hard to diagnose when I don't have a full setup on my bench. So I am working on that, Nolan. So the power supply. Let's check this out. What do we got here? 60K. Oh, hold on. 59K. Never mind. Hold on. Because the transistor is closed or open again. 12.3K. So there's 12.3K. 60K. Let me see if I can, 60K across this driver. And 1K across that driver. Now these are the drivers for the power supply. So what does this tell you when you got the correct pull down? Yep, across this driver. Oh, nope, it's because I'm charging the circuit. No, there it is, 1K. So the power supply then is correct. No, it's the driver. Yeah, so the pre-driver's here. So it looks like it is going to be okay. Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah, it's just the charge that my meter puts across this. Got to remember too, when you're dealing with transistors, you're gonna, depending on how it's designed, if there's not much here pulling it back down, your transistor can either be partially open or partially closed. You can think of it as that way, like a valve. Even with the smallest amount of voltage or current across it, could put it in an open or closed state, and that's what's happening here. Otherwise, these values are looking okay. Yeah. 100 ohm, so it's 100 ohm pull down resistors on the gates. But let me check the outputs. Yes, yes, these are good. 1941s and the 5198s. 66, 66. So there is a small variance in the output between the base and the emitter. This is probably driven hard and put away. You know what the saying is. 60. Yeah, 66. That is a little high. That just means the two sides are, of course, if you check between collector and emitter, you're going to be charging the rail capacitors. So, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Let me flip this bad boy over and see if I can find this capacitor. I just want to check something here real quick. Gotta make sure I get my polarity right here. Whoops. Pointy's not so pointy. 1K? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Okay. Oh man, there's some good corrosion going on there. The dropper resistor here has got some good corrosion on it. So within value, 375 ohms. $380 ohms. Yeah. Hey, this thing might actually power up if that capacitor is okay. I love good. Yeah. Oh yes, Nolan. Yep. Hopefully you're doing okay out there today. It is Monday. Well, let's see here. We shall clean up this preamp. So what I use is BW100, guys. That's what I use for all my contacts. It's cheap, leaves no residues, does not affect the boards, doesn't affect your plastic, doesn't take off any, doesn't do anything really. It's kind of stinks, kind of smells like dirt, but best contact cleaner that I use. I mean, everyone else has their own preferences and stuff, but I prefer this stuff, and I use it on my potentiometers and in my switches. It evaporates very, very rapidly, and when I spray it out, you can't really see it. Yeah, you can just see all the garbage that just came out of this stuff here. Don't worry, guys. That'll evaporate. It leaves no residue and is not electrically conductive. Right? It's not. Shouldn't be. But yeah, I just soak it, soak it, soak it, soak it, and then move your switches. Clean them switches. Then one of the number one issue with preamps are switches and potentiometers, as Nolan has a potentiometer board here, the potentiometer problem. So so sometimes sometimes it's not the amplifier output section or amplification section. Sometimes you do have to look into the preamps. Ooh, these haven't been turned in a long time. There we go, nice and free again. Ooh, that was stiff. Yeah, this stuff smells like dirt. Probably not good for you. Probably not. There we go. All better. More, what do they call that? More gooder. My camera's still working. Yeah. Gotta watch the battery on that thing. And yes, I use a lot of Q-tips. Well, I used to use a lot of Q-tips. Um, Toothbrushes and Q-tips, my friends. Some of the expendables that you have to purchase to do this kind of stuff. I mean, you don't have to, but you want to save yourself some frustration and headache. Probably should. Yeah, that glue has got to go. And the stuff is cold. I might actually put power to this bad boy once I make sure that there's no shorts. It would have shown me. I mean, I could check across the rectifiers too. Um, you really won't. With this low frequency stuff here and low voltage stuff, it's going to be, substantially harder to uh, have issues with this unless this glue is directly across the pins of like a op amp or a comparator, which could introduce some noise into your signal path. So let me just double check my rectifiers. And for the new people following along, these are common cathode, can I talk? Common anode, common cathode rectifiers. What do we got here? As long as I see the capacitors charging up, I'm good to go. Yes, yes. A shorted rectifier will not do that. A shorted rectifier will show as a short, believe it or not. Checking rectifiers outside to outside does you no good because it goes through the winding of the transformer. So checking, can't see that. Checking like this will get you nowhere because it's directly across your windings of your transformers. So anyone that's checking like this, you need to look into how rectifiers are made, so and how diodes work. And I don't care if my negative is on the center or not, as long as I see that I don't have a short and that I see my capacitors charging. Because as capacitors charge, what happens to resistance? Yes. Which kind of goes back to the more you increase this, your input filter capacitor, the more capacitance you add to this circuit, the more of a load you're going to have when you hook up your power. Because that initial inrush current that all these are going to take to charge will pop a fuse or burn up a wire or whatnot. So you can't go stir crazy with capacitance. Capacitance benefits you, but also can work against you. Bert, yes, a toothbrush kind of guy. Oh yeah, I've got these everywhere. I've got them everywhere. Nice and wore out, furred out. Probably it's got so much thermal paste crammed in it from over the years. But yeah, toothbrush, isopropyl alcohol, and BW100 here. That's my primary stuff that I use to clean amplifiers. Phew, but the stuff does stink like dirt. Hold on, guys. I got someone texting me. I may be off from work, but I am on call. I would never leave my guys. I would never leave my guys hanging. Oh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, where was I? Oh, amplifier. I'm going to also verify to make sure I have full complete paths between the emitter of the output section and the output terminals of the amplifier here. Really super simple. These are just simple, quick checks just to make sure things are functional. Hold on, let me back you guys back out. Check out the mess here. Too close, too far. I can't even see. I had people complaining that they can't see. Of course, whiners and complainers. I mean, hey, I wish I could see all the time too. I'm going blind, so I wear glasses. Yeah. All right, let's verify our path. So you're going to have a common path going back to the common part of the transformer here for you, just as an FYI for you people that are trying to understand the inner workings of amplifiers. Your speakers. So your speakers are connected to the secondary common side of your transformer. So we don't care about that. So here's an output channel right here. Super easy to follow. Just follow your trace, follow it along. It's going to bring you over to an emitter resistor. Is that a jumper right here? Or is that a thermistor? Jumper. Yes. All right, so this is a jumper right here. It jumps over to here, comes over here, comes over here, and it comes over here, and then you're going to find your big solder joints here, which is going to be part of your emitter resistors. These are upright resistors. These aren't lengthwise, so I'm just going to verify to make sure I have a channel all the way through my emitter resistor. 0.3 ohms. Uh-oh, my meter is saying I'm dying. No, don't do that. Don't do that. It says plug me in, but this meter won't let me charge it while I'm plugged in because it also is a scope. Hold on, let me get the fluke. My big scope is in storage. Everything's in storage. All my equipment is. I still have all my equipment. It's just in storage. My signal generator is in storage. My oscilloscope's in storage. All my big equipment's in storage. I have no way to run high current amplifiers. I do not have the setup anymore to do that. So that's why I'm going to be unable to test or repair the big amps in the future because I'm just not going to deal with that, guys. Have you guys ever dealt with banks of lithium batteries? Oh, it is exhausting. It really is. In many ways too. Not only that, you have to follow city ordinance. I mean, just it's a mess. So no, I'm not doing that anymore. All right, coming through. 0.3 ohms. 0.3 ohms. Perfect. Thank you very much. 0.3 ohms. 0.3 ohms. Perfect. And then I'm going to go to the next channel over here. I'm going to come around. I'm going to find my emitter resistor. Also, you can find the emitter side of your output transistor. 0.3. And then the other transistor. 0.3. So I know that if I have what I call a swinging signal here, it will make it to the output terminals. And yeah, I probably don't use terminology the same as all you other guys out there that are so proper in your terminology. The only thing I'm proper on is making sure you have a functional amp when you get it back. That's the only thing I'm really focused on is customer satisfaction is always number one, always. Without customers, you have no business. Really question that capacitor. Do I have any way to turn this thing on? I do. Do I? Ooh, nope. I'd have to get my power supply going. Yeah, this thing is right, I'm super concerned about this right here. I can almost sense or think that the voltage has made its way to the outside can of that capacitor right here. Honey, guys, get rid of this brown glue. It will cause you problems. I think it was Perry Babin that I first learned about this glue issue. For all you that don't have Perry's guide that are wanting to repair amplifiers, I highly recommend getting a hold of him. I'm not sure if he's still around or still doing it or what, but just a very helpful guide. If you're just starting out with amplifier repair, or if you have limited knowledge of electronics, Perry's guide really does help explain things a little bit. Just making sure that I'm not going to be shorted out anywhere. That jumper is super corroded. This glue is just nasty. Oops. Bending the dropper resistors here. The dropper resistors get hot and they're off the board for a reason. Sometimes, depending on what your input voltage is, I will increase the wattage of this resistor. Depending on the system. These are designed for a specific input voltage, and if you start to get much higher than that, these will get super hot. Now, I've had them actually physically desolder themselves from the board. I've had them fall completely out of the board. Maxonics. Yeah, so they get hot. I would like to. I'm gonna take some power here real quick. Sorry, Mr. Amp. I'm taking the power from you. This is my little play amp here. This is my little special little table setup here. I'm gonna steal its power from. See if we can burn this amp up. Probably will. Probably not. It's been a while since I burned an amp up. It's been a long while, actually. Oh, I said the word actually. I can't stand that word. All right. I'll borrow some electrons here. Maybe I can do this without flickering stuff around. Don't worry, guys. This is all just 12 volts. This is not dangerous at all whatsoever, to me. Maybe to others, but not to me. I want to make sure nothing shorts out. Sorry, guys, my arm in the way here for all my Monday ramblers. Ramble on if you guys have anything you want to ramble on about. I'm all ears. I'm just waiting for the weather to clear up. It is nasty, windy, and cold in Ellensburg today. And fires, oh my gosh, guys. The wind here is not very friendly to our firefighters. All right, look at that. That means I can power this thing up. Yeah, so I'm just kind of chilling, hanging out on a Monday. I was gonna go out and work on the greenhouse, but it's a little cool, so I'm gonna digress and not do that right now. Hopefully I'm not gonna overload this. We're gonna find out. Oh no, Sparky. Oh, Sparky. We do have Sparky. This is just, I know, guys, I've been saying this for years. This is on a 10 amp, 12 volt brick plugged into the wall. Okay. I can start 95% of every amplifier with this. Start and test, not load test, but I can start and test most all amplifiers with 10 amps. What? How do you do that? What? Oh. Don't worry, guys. It's not special voodoo or nothing. It's just once you understand how a pulse width modulated power supply works, yeah, you can start it up on pretty much anything. If you want to start it on a high current, you can. But what happens if the amp has a short? You ever seen what happens in front of your face when an amp has a short and you put a system that's got 1,000 amps available across it? I probably wouldn't recommend it, but yeah. So I will never lose an amp uh, with this. Just not enough current. It will actually trip the brick before anything overloads here and shorts out. Make sure, hey, the fuse is even intact. Whoa, guys, whoa. Hey, this Goodwill amp may actually start. I always start amplifiers. I don't care what it is, who you are, where it came from. All potentiometers counterclockwise to its fullest position. You want this amplifier to be idle. Full, low pass, high pass. I'm going to put it in full. I never first initially start them up in full or low, or in low or high pass. I always do full. You want that signal to go to its extremes when you're testing. So put it in full. After you initially start it up and you have the full rail voltage, then you can go and use your low pass, high pass, and then verify your crossover points. So, whoa, that's bad. Don't let that. No, touch this. Yeah, I've done that before. Let's do it. I'm just gonna reach in here. We're gonna. Oh, hold on. Oh, see, guys, I'm old. I'm getting rusty. What's my next piece of equipment that I need? There was a fire here in Miami about a week ago. I have to go to hot river to 100% humidity. Oh my goodness! In where? In Florida? You guys have fires in Florida? I would think the humidity is too high. What? That's odd. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Fires are just devastating to people and homes, and yeah, just devastating. Let me just make sure my stream. Okay, my stream's still going. Looks like my laptop's trying to download an update in the background, so hopefully I'm not dropping too much. Drop frames 641, only 0.3% on my drop frames. Hey, that's not bad. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, I'm missing one very important piece of equipment, guys. Before you start any amplifier, again, goes back to I don't care what amplifier it is. Use a thermal imager. And yes, even on these small class ABs, even on the small class ABs, I will use a thermal imager every time I first fire a board up. Big, small, multi-channel, single channel, I don't care what it is. I will watch it through a thermal imager. Even before I hook up the power wires. Because what if you have a short in your filter capacitors? As soon as you hook your power up, you're going to see the capacitors start to heat up. And you can catch it with the thermal imager before it pops. The goal is to not create more damage to fix for the customer. It just takes out of your time. Money is time and time is money. But yeah, I use a cheap. This is old. I don't even know how old this is. This is a FLIR TG167. Super simple. Keep her charged. I mean, it does have a really wonky firmware flaw, but like it'll show lines on the firmware. It's kind of hard to see on that, but see how nasty grainy that is? Watch this. I'm going to snap a picture, delete the picture. Oh, look. Oh, the picture. It's normal again. It's just got a weird firmware issue. I don't care. That's probably, I don't know. But yeah, thermal imaging. Save the amp before you have to put more work into it. That's the only reason why I do this. And what I do is I will watch the board while I initially charge the 12-volt capacitors. Well, 24, 25 volt, gosh. When I first initially put the 12 volts on. Nothing. Okay, good. That's what I like to see. I like to see that my input filter capacitor is not heating up. I didn't have any worries that it was shorted or anything, guys. I would have seen signs. I was just demonstrating that for you on the video here, I'm going to double check and make sure that I have DC voltage here past my fuse, obviously, of course. You never know, you could have a bad solder connection that is not allowing your voltage to go through. You know what I mean? I've seen that. I've seen anything you can think of. I've seen every possible problem. 12.42 volts. 12.42 volts at 10 amps, right, is what this thing is sitting at right now. It could take 10 amps of continuous, but not 10 amps of inrush. Now I'm going to grab a little alligator clip right here. Simple. A little alligator clip. That remote wire ain't going to do a dang thing until you give it 12 volts. I'm just going to reach right down in there and I'm going to alligator clip that onto the lead. Sometimes I'll go over here on the terminals, but it's missing the screws and all my screws are out in storage. Oh wait, did I send those screws to Nolan? I might have. I might have sent him my screws. I can't remember. I have more. Yeah. So 12 volts, 12 volts. Do we have LED lights? We do. So we have a red and green. Right? Oh man, another one of these things where you can't see it. Huh? You won't be able to see that. Darn it. All my business cards are on my van. All right. Well, I'll tell you if a green or red comes on. Initially, your red should come on. Oh, it does. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to briefly touch this. And this is called what I call pulsing the remote. This goes back to the knowledge of switch mode power supplies. If you pulse the remote, that 494 right there, you got to pulse it in long enough durations for the 494 to start. What I'm doing right now is just charging the capacitors. And as that charge builds up, you're going to start to see heat signatures. I just don't want to oh yeah, there it is. All right, so we do have a plus minus 15. How do I know? Because I can see the heat coming off the dropper resistors. Oh, we might have some output transistor heat though. Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh yeah, she's on. Green light. Ah, cool. I don't think I can really show you guys. Maybe I can. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I just look. There it is, right there. So there's your dropper resistors for your plus minus 15. And that's what I look for initially, is I'm looking for nothing burning up. You know, you lose the 1941 or the 5198, you know, sometimes those are hard to find that are good and authentic. I think, if I remember right, going back to trying to find my 1941s, I can't remember. I think I was buying some oddball manufacturers off LCSC. Oh, we have the Everglades and Lightning. Oh yeah, the Everglades. Oh, I forget about that. Yeah, and lightning. Yeah, all our fires started by lightning here. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we live in a really weird climate, not climate, wind pattern area. This is why we have windmills all around us here. And we will get socked in by all this smoke, and it won't go anywhere till the wind starts to come back. Today it's super windy, so no smoke in the area. The Milwaukee does the same thing. Oh shoot, the Milwaukee does the same. Oh, it does? Oh, so it is a. I wonder if anyone's ever brought that up with the manufacturer. Hmm. It is. That sounds like a firmware issue. Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. I have the screws, but I can. No. You're good, Nolan. I have more. I sent you a good majority of what I had, but I do believe I kept some there out in storage. It's just getting to storage. But yeah, so this amp fires up and works fine. Even with this nasty looking capacitor, which should be replaced, otherwise that corrosion will eat through that can, and when that capacitor shorts out, you will then lose. Yeah. Wait, guys, that capacitor is not part of the plus minus 15. Is it? No, it's not. Is it? Hold on. Is that? That's too small to be the plus minus 15. Here we go, back to our old school class AB stuff here. Let me flip it over. Oh no, it is. Nope, it's not. It's, oh, that is an addition to. That's super strange. Oh, out of phase with, that's a weird setup right there. So negative comes over negative to positive. Oh, these are in series. That's strange. I wonder why that is. Because they're utilizing, I bet this is your negative 15. They're utilizing the negative 15 for, it has a higher load. I'm not sure, or it's the positive. They're doing this to reduce noise, but this is in series with the dropper. So, interesting fact. This will be the capacitor for that side of the plus minus 15. So this is in series with this side of the plus minus 15, and then you're going to have your preamp capacitors, which are going to be where, I can tell you here real fast, guys. Yeah, and then you're if you're looking for your signal going into the pre-drivers, look for electrolytics. They're gonna be two of them, kind of side by side, and they're usually always the same value. But you're gonna have electrolytics coming right off your preamp. This electrolytic is going to go right into the pre-drivers. So if you're hunting down your signal going into your pre-drive section, just find your two electrolytic capacitors if it's a 2-channel. And that's a great starting point to trace through your pre-drivers down to your output section. Yeah, the Milwaukee thermal camera. Yeah, thanks. I've been looking at getting a different thermal imager, but the one I'm looking at getting now is going to be a scope multimeter thermal imaging unit in one, so I don't have so much equipment on the bench. I don't need all that. I don't need all the specialized equipment because I am not going to be doing the big class Ds. So the smaller class ABs takes a lot less equipment to rebuild and restore. So yeah, that's kind of the future plans of Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service. I may get into like the Fender amplifiers again. I haven't decided if I'm going to go down the vacuum tube route again. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. I really enjoyed like rebuilding the Butler tube amps, automotive tube amps. Those are fun. You'll find those on my channel way back, probably 2020, probably 2019-ish. I was working on some of them Butler tube amps, and they're just fun. Tube amps are just fun to work on. Yeah, that's an Ellensburg amplifier in a nutshell. What I want to do and what I plan on doing. A lot of people ask me, when am I coming back? Well, guys, I mean, if I had an exact specific time and date, I would tell you, but I don't. There's just a lot of stuff going on that just needs to be dealt with. So don't worry, I'll be back in some form or fashion to help the amplifier community get stuff done. because we definitely need people to. We need educated people to repair amps. You know, just to include with my Monday morning rants. You know, today's society. You really got to ask yourself how many of today's kids know what a diode is. And it's a very valid question. Ask any kid that's recent out of high school and ask them how does a transistor work? How does a BJT work? How does a diode work? What is an electron, or what is voltage? What is wattage? And most times they just can't answer you. And what do you do when you're trying to expand your business and find people to hire to help you repair stuff when they're what I call blind repairers? It's not sustainable. It's not acceptable. It causes massive overhead. When you have people that are blind replacers, they just blindly replace. So I just can't have that. So I have a lot of decisions to make when it comes to business and reopening business. And remember, guys, here I'm in the state of Washington. Not to go down that political view. I'm not into politics whatsoever, but lately I've had to have been a little bit more, because as a business owner, sometimes you have to get your neck into it because it's your livelihood. Didn't want to get into it, but the state was pretty much forcing me to, and I just no. I make more money, way more. We're probably talking 4 or 5 times more money doing what I'm doing now than doing this. I didn't do this for the money. I did this because I love doing this. But the districts, the people that umbrella you as a business, really, yeah, I don't think I really have to say much more than that. I really don't. I don't mean to bore anyone. But yeah. Monday morning rants. That's what I'll do. If I had every Monday off, I would do Monday morning rants, but I don't have every Monday off. We're just cleaning this bad boy up. Really doing nothing. When was this made? Is there a year on this? 94V0. It's got a copyright on it. No, there's no way. No way this is 94. Is there a date? I wish there was a date. That'd be pretty cool. There isn't. So simple. I mean, that's the thing with Class AB. The simplicity of Class AB is just super simple. LA 490. Well, I don't have a date for you guys. Oh wait, maybe the case does. When was this thing made? 02? I have no idea. Interesting. Turkey. Like you're in Turkey? Hey, thanks for joining in for this Monday morning nothing show. Nothing show. Yeah, I use one of those for my plus minus voltages. One of what? The thermal imager? Yeah, sorry, I don't know what you were referencing. Proper English and me don't mix. Hey, I'm a Sunnyside graduate, guys. No, for anyone that graduated in 1990, knows that. Yeah, you probably weren't paying attention in school, were you? I was. Hey, I learned electronics. Well, I learned electronics as a kid. I did take the electronics courses in high school, which kind of bored me because they were so basic. But I took all the electronics courses when I went to college. When the state sent me to college in 2016. Uh, yeah, electronics. Gotta love it. Oh, the amp. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Um, yes, exactly. You can take a board and use that for your plus minus and your common. Uh, you can get another delivery on your boards. I have a video out on boards that I had made, and I think they're the audio pipe. Nope, nope. They're the Apex boards, cab boards. I think I was using the cab boards and making a plus minus 15, plus minus whatever you wanted voltage for your rails. 50 volts, I wouldn't do anything under 50 volts. I think mine are like 60 or 65 volts. My plus minus 65, plus minus 15 common, and then my was that all I had? Plus minus common and my hmm, auxiliary. I think I had an auxiliary. I can't remember. I have to go back. But yeah, I do use those boards because I never tested the output sections of those big class Ds. I never, very rarely, ever tested them with their power supplies. There's just no need to test. Again, guys, there's difference between testing and load testing. I would never test an amp at full voltage. Never. Nope. If the amp turns on, starts at 60 volts and nothing heats up, again, use your thermal imager. If nothing heats up, then fine, go ahead, plug in that main power supply, fire that bad boy up, get full rail voltage going. Don't exceed it. For you high voltage guys, don't exceed it. The amp 9 times, more than that, 99% of the time, the amp will be just fine. If an amp is gonna fail, it's gonna fail at that voltage range of that 50, 60 volt area. It's gonna fail, and it won't fail so drastically in your face. It'll just give that little sound, that little hissing sound, like from a capacitor or a pop from an output transistor that's only getting 60 volts instead of blowing it apart in pieces in your face at 200 volts. Safety, guys, safety first. I am a 50-plus-year-old electrician, and safety has always been my number. I mean, safety. Seen things that you guys should never have to see. Hmm. Yeah. Couldn't find the common ground. Hey, it's Daniel. Hey Daniel. Hey, good to see you. I honestly didn't think I would see any names on a Monday that I recognize. Hey, thanks Daniel for coming in. I highly appreciate you sticking around by my side here and just hanging around. And hopefully, uh, you know, hopefully I'm keeping people around for when I do open back up and have my videos rolling again about actual repair. I'm just trying not to lose too much of my subscriber base because so many people ask me questions every day. Every single day, I get questions, emails about messenger messages about amplifier repair. And like this morning, I got a message, I got an email from an aero, I think he was an aerospace contractor asking about marine amplifier repair. And he said in the email he saw that I was closed, which I am, and if I had any recommendations on who could repair a JL Audio marine amp. So please, guys, if you know anyone that has a business that's able to repair a JL Audio Marine amp, please let me know. I do have someone that is interested in acquiring some business for some repair. So please let me know. I used one of those from the amp. I have an amp mounted to the wall. You helped me do it. Oh, thanks. Hey, awesome. It makes me feel good to know that I helped somebody. Hey, thank you. Drag. Oh, dang. I haven't seen you. Thanks for joining on the channel. Hope all is well. You've helped me so much with my repairs. I'm subscribed for life. Hey, thanks, Daniel. I try my best. I know the Class D market is expanding. I apologize to everyone that is looking for repair on these amplifiers that are now coming out with monitoring. Sorry guys, I have nothing to do with it, no part of it. I know no idea. So here real soon, I feel I'm going to get out of the loop of the big Class D stuff. So that's why I'm just not going to pursue it. Yeah, just not going to pursue it. I'd love to. No, too much of a headache. I can't even say I would love to. My passion is restoration, honestly, of the older stuff. Knowing though that finding parts for the older repairs is gonna be becoming very, very difficult. That's the only downfall of repairing these kind of boards. Class D is easy. Yes, Class D. Oh man, yeah, Class D. You just can't get any easier with Class D, guys. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. Class D is probably some of the. It, it doesn't involve. It's just a different topology. I was going to try to explain it, but that's a huge rabbit hole. It's a different topology. You're just taking a square wave, sending it through an LC, turn it back into a sine wave. It all comes down to the square wave frequency, amplitude. It's just an easier circuit to understand, especially if you're used to using scopes. Class AB is a little different. It's a biased circuit. And if you're not familiar with Class AB biasing or biasing in general, you could end up going through circuits endlessly, thinking something has failed when all it is your bias current is off. It's just really hard. It's harder to find, diagnose, and repair Class AB, even Class A versus Class D. Class D is super simple. Replace the drivers, output transistors, and your Zener diodes. 95% of the time, that's all you need to do if it didn't blow up power supply. Yeah, Class D. I don't understand Class AB or where the signal goes. I don't understand Class AB. It's the really Class AB. All right, I get the. I do get this question a lot. Right along with preamps. Let me check my battery here, guys. I'm about halfway on my battery. Okay. Preamps and Class AB. Okay. I'm just going to try to do a really quick explanation of Class AB that will help align you with how this correlates with Class D. It's the same concept as Class D with a different switching technology. Same fact. RCA input, preamp, signal output. Okay. This is the same on every amp. Not the same design, obviously, but a preamp is a preamp is a preamp. Okay. Preamp's the same, regardless be A, B, D, whatever. Some circuits will monitor more, like the Brazilian amps. Some of your feedback goes through your preamp. So design-wise, there are changes in designs, but a preamp is a preamp. First thing is just finding your input signal. Your input signal on a Class D amp, more often than not, is at your drive card. There's going to be one input pin on that drive card, unless there's 2 drive cards or 3 drive cards or 4 drive cards. But you have an input pin. That input pin is the same concept as the input capacitors of a Class AB. Your Class D square wave switches on and off, goes through output inductors before it goes in capacitors, before it goes to your output terminals. Class AB kind of does the same, but it takes half of your sine wave, because you're dealing with NPN and PNP. Half of your sine wave is going to be positive, half of your sine wave is going to be negative. And all it's doing is amplifying that signal. That's all this is doing. So your signal will come in, goes through your NPN and PNPs through the first set, goes through your second set, which is why it's usually always bigger. The signal is getting bigger as it's going through, and then it's going to go to the base of the output transistor. Same thing as like your Class Ds, where the signal goes through the card, goes through the drivers, then goes out to the output transistors. It's the same thing. This deals with a sine wave, a plus minus sine wave. Class D deals with rail-to-rail switching. This has nothing to do with switching. This has everything to do with a sine wave. You're just getting rid of that step of converting the square wave into a sine wave. You're just literally taking these transistors, chopping up that sine wave half and half, amplifying it, and pushing it out the output transistors, which is why you have one PNP and one NPN, because you have positive rail and a negative rail. Off to dad duties. Oh yes, have a good one. Hey, thanks Bert for coming by. Dad duties. Yeah, I'm glad all my kids are grown and raised. Have fun, stay safe. Yeah, Daniel, it's Class AB really is going to come down to trial and error, looking at your scope and understanding what this NPN is doing and what this PNP is doing. A lot of times when you have a failed, oh man, these are hard to explain sometimes. On Class AB failures, you're either going to have output transistor failures or you're going to have pre-driver failures. If your output transistors are not shorted, pull them out, and you're going to be able to see your drive on the base of the transistors. Depending on how this is biased, you can take your scope readings off that to determine your pre-drivers. Usually, like the bigger pre-drivers here, these get pretty warm, and these will fail. When you fail on a pre-driver, you just lose one half of your sine wave. Now remember, this is going through a biased circuit, so if you don't show shorts on your output transistors, go back and check your pre-drive. It only takes one of these to fail to drop a channel because you're missing half the sine wave. And I can even point out more for you on these Class ABs. Again, this goes back to, I can't stress this enough, the designs of Class AB have been the same through many platforms, many manufacturers. You get to a point where you can look at a board and just recognize right off the bat what's going on. Pre-drivers, output transistor, guess what that is right there? That is going to be your overcurrent protection. They usually always follow a resistor, and if you follow this back, you're going to find it's going to go through a diode. Okay, so these two guys right here, I'm going to bet if you follow that, It's probably the base. I'd have to look up the pinout of this, but if you follow the base of this transistor, it should go through a resistor, capacitor, or something of the sort to the emitter resistor or emitter trace of your output section. Let's just see if I'm correct on that. I'm going to flip this over. Third pin, it's the third pin in, flat side out. So I'm assuming, again, I'm assuming this is the base. I'm going to follow this trace right here. Whoa, for all the seasick people. I'm going to follow this trace right here. And it's going around, going around, going around. Oh, look at that. Right? Just as I assumed. It's going right to the emitter resistor. It's direct. Is it even going through a resistor? It's got a capacitor across it, which is good. Does it have? Oh, and another capacitor across it. So they're just filtering it out. And it goes direct right to the emitter. And that, I mean, again, is so typical, so common on a lot of AB amps. The Orion boards. And I pointed this out on a video several years ago. Some of the Orion, or the old Orion HCC, I think it was the HCCAs, the amp would be fine, but the output, the protection transistor would be failed or shorted. Replace it, boom, amplifier right back up. So, yeah, if you had a good direct short across this without burning this up, sometimes it will take out your overcurrent protection transistor here, which then you're going to be able to follow that back over to this is a, what is this? This is a 2904 for your protection circuit to shut the amp down. Will there be a visible signal on the transistors? Well, Class AB, yes and no. It's a yes and no question. Again, it depends on the design of the amplifier. The Opti amps that use the TIPs, they have a very odd biasing circuit. So it's really hard to see the signal on like the Opti amps. On this amp, this does not have a biasing transistor that's mounted to the heatsink. I'm assuming this guy right here. These are muting transistors. This thing even has muting transistors? Get out of town, guys. Check that out. This thing has muting transistors. Wow. Cheap amps don't use muting transistors. And you get that pop when you turn it on. So it looks like if we were just going to quickly review this AB, mute, pre-drivers, overcurrent, this guy right here. That guy right there. Be your biasing transistor. I'm going to bet that that is going to be in between your positive and negative signal, which I am not a fan of biasing like this because usually biasing is going to be temperature dependent, which is the reason why you usually find these secured to the heatsink. So that is that's something I wouldn't be a big fan of. But as in circuit layout, mute, pre-drive, bias, pre-drive, overcurrent. Will there be a saying with some Fosgate amps? Oh man, I despise Fosgate. I will not, even when I reopen, I will not touch Rockford Fosgate. Done. I'm done with them. Done. Done. Yeah, don't get me going on that. Parts, guys. It comes down to parts. Parts are an absolute headache. Yeah, I loved repairing many of the older Rockford Fosgate amps, especially those ones where you have to solder your power supply transistors and your output transistors, whatever style that was, the waffle irons. But the older ones, the HDs, I think they are. I would leave that up to someone else. But yeah. But yeah, that's the layout of this Class AB. Oh, this thing. Oh, I just peeled back the glue on the top of that capacitor. Oh, what do we got here? Ooh wee. Oh yeah, nice. This is cool. Hold on, guys. Let me get me a razor. See, and I bet there's some people out there that would repair this thing and send it back out without even doing that, without even replacing this. Oh man, yeah, that's bad. Oh, nice, nice. Oh, don't breathe that. I probably wouldn't breathe that. Mm. All right, guys. Would you replace that capacitor? Nice. That's awesome. That is super awesome. Yeah, for all you manufacturers out there, if any OEMs are watching this, don't ever use that stuff again, ever. That stuff is devastating to electronics. It's a wick, guys. That tan glue is the thorn in the spine of electronic components. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress that enough. This stuff is just complete garbage. Yeah, I mean, you could spend the time to pull all this off and stuff, but again, I don't know if I would resell this or not. I mean, I could. I don't think anyone would have any interest in buying an American base? No, no, not American base, American Legacy. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure that anyone would be interested in buying something like that, so I may not get too deep into this thing. I bought it really just to do a Raging Rant Monday with you guys. I've been stuck on one of those for years now. Mm-hmm. Which one is it? Uh, yeah, let me know. Which amp is it? Flea market amp. Yes, sir. Flea market amp. A built really good in some areas, and other areas could use a little TLC. Like, oh my gosh, they even glued. Wow. I mean, they even put adhesive down here. No, that's got to be from the manufacturer. I'm just surprised to see how they designed this. They designed it in a way that is a little bit more involved than some of the cheaper Class AVs. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is what the IRF Z44s most likely. I didn't even see what kind of transistor they use in the power supply here. IRF Z44N, typical old school transistor. I had about 1,000 of them. They got thrown out. Years ago, I had purchased when I first started fixing amps. I noticed they were majority were the IRF Z44s. So I bought like 1,000 or 2,000 IRF Z44s, and it wasn't 2 or 3 years later. I'm like, oh, well, how about the 3205? And all those 44s just sat around, and just this last summer, it all got disposed of. So yeah, IRF Z44s using 12 amp rectifiers, 200 volt 12 amp rectifiers, and using the 1941s and the 5198s, super common transistors back in the day. I'm not so sure, again, like I said, I don't know if the 1941 and the 5198 is a viable in production transistor. I'm not sure. There you go, guys. This is something that I'm doing on my laser. This is a project I'm working on for some content of to show you guys when it comes to transistors. There it is. All right. If you buy this right there, if you buy that and put that in someone's amp, I guarantee you're going to get this amp back. Guaranteed. I mean, without a doubt in my mind. I already know that because I already put one under my laser and took the top off. But you got to be very careful where you buy transistors. Now, do they look authentic? Oh, dang. I mean, whew, boy, they sure do. They say Toshiba. They're all marked Toshiba. 1941, 5198. Again, guys, this is all pre-planned. So the 1941, 5198, they look authentic and whatnot, but you know, just from my years of repairing amps, I can tell you that right there is fake. It's faker than the definition of fake. Counterfeit? No, not even counterfeit. Fake. This is fake. So don't buy your transistors online from places that aren't distributors. Just don't do it. You're begging for a failure. So these are the 640s. Another transistor that y'all are going to be familiar with, the IRF 640N. Is this fake or real? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can answer that question fairly easy. What are these? Oh, 3205s. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, do I know if these are fake or real? Oh, man, I don't know. They're probably most likely fake. 9 times out of 10, they will be fake. 9 times out of 10. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the 1100A2. Oh man, you have the schematics on that? Is that the Stars and Dust? Is that the A series, A2 series, the Stars and Dust, or is that what they call it? Stardust, the Stardust series. I think that's the only schematic I have. Sorry guys, I have to bring some packages in real quick. Yeah, the Stardust board, if that's a Stardust board, oh man, I have been around circles. Best person to ask is Perry. Perry will help you if he's still around. I filled the 2 empty FET spaces on my American Legacy amp. Sweet. Yeah, I don't know why manufacturers do that. Load-wise, I don't think it would add a significant load to the drive. I mean, they're using it. What is this? The 695? I mean, it could support an additional transistor. I don't know why they didn't do it. Just money. Cheap. Not to mention any liability issues when dealing with people that may burn a vehicle down. Yes, I carried $2 million in liability insurance through my business, which even 2 million. I would like to go up to 5 million, but even 2 million is. Sorry guys, got neighbors, company mowing neighbors' lawn there. Yeah, 2 million is cutting it pretty close. But hey, yeah, I survived through it though. Yeah, but liability, people that run businesses don't really think about the liability behind what they're doing. You're fixing amps that could be going in someone's livelihood. Yeah, liability, just protect yourselves. And finding business insurance is not easy when it comes to amplifier repair. Liberty Mutual is the one that carried my policy. So the 8865, for all you guys, y'all know what the 8865 is used for. 8865, right there. Guaranteed fake. Guaranteed. If it comes in a plastic bag like that, guaranteed fake. More often than not. Let's see here. What else have we got? No, guys, I am not going to put this in your rebuilt amplifiers. Trust me. Oh, another set of IRF 640s. I must have got 2 of them. I did, but they came back to me. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. They are 2 different manufacturers, right? Yeah, they are. 2 different manufacturers of the 640Ns. Why? The 640N is a very, very common transistor in the cheaper Class D amps. Very common. But yeah, so there's a bunch of transistors that I personally would not use or put in anyone's amp. LCSC, DigiKey, Newark, Mauser, and then anyone from Europe that could type in. There's a couple other places that I do believe that are outside the U.S. that people buy from. Yeah, but yeah. Let's see, my financial advisor told me to close my shop because it wasn't worth the increased tax burden. My living were basically soft retirement and living off interest. Yes, sir. That's kind of one of the main determining factors in my business. Is the regulations will just they will force you to think really hard about what you do and how you do it. And it is a heavy, heavy tax burden, especially here in Washington. No, I just can't figure it out. Oh yeah, because Rockford Fosgate does not use. Oh my gosh, what is it? They don't use a voltage-based bias. It's a current. It's a current-driven bias, I do believe. It's not a normal biasing circuit. Again, Perry Babin would be an absolute goldmine source when it comes to the Rockford Fosgate drives. I do believe that uses it's either a current or voltage based bias that'll just send you in. I mean, literally, it'll send you in circles and circles and circles and circles, trying to figure out why the thing won't start, won't run. But again, it goes back to if your biasing circuit, especially in a Rockford Fosgate, if your biasing circuit is off or incorrect, it's gonna either trip out, not start. If your bias is too far off, there'd be too much current draw. So yeah, you're dealing with a board and that's why I won't work on many of the Rockford Fosgate amps. I don't have the time to educate my brain into being effective at repairing them. And what I mean is effective. Being effective and efficient at repairs is how you keep your business going. And I could not do it. I didn't have the time to learn it and do it. And bugging other people like Perry to help me figure it out when all I need to do is put my own time into it because I understand transistors. So I didn't go down that rabbit hole. So I wish I could help you, Daniel. No, I was Perry is stumped too. What? You have Perry stumped? Oh my. What? Okay. Well, you have a fun one then. I know you've been on it for a while, and you're sure you have all authentic parts in it, right? I gotta watch my camera battery. Okay. I got one more bar left, guys, and then I'll have to bail on you. But yeah, so I will be replacing that capacitor right there. As a matter of fact, I am going to pull that out. I do have somewhere down here. Oh my gosh, it got buried. Don't worry, guys. Dun, 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 the Hakko. The Hakko FR301. Is my go-to desoldering tool. Always has been. Well, the 808 was my very first desoldering tool ever. I purchased the 808 back in 2015, I think it was 2014, 2015, and realized it was getting hard I think it was hard. Oh, the heater. It was hard for me to find the heater for it. So I ended up getting spending the money and getting this 301, which just, I mean, yeah, it's just a phenomenal desoldering gun. Sure, you got your people that'll complain, and complain that it's junk or doesn't work for them or whatnot. But here's the truth, guys. I'm like Nolan. I'm a truth person. Don't breathe that smoke in. I'm a truth person. If you don't spend the time to maintain your equipment will not work for you. There. That's it, guys. Right there. Keep it clean. From here to here. All the way back to here. Keep it clean. If it's kept clean, keep new seals, this thing works flawless. I've been using, and I've actually had to fix the cord 3 times because it wears out right here. So you got to cut it and put it back together and stuff. This thing has been working flawless. Since probably 2019, 2018. So, all you complainers and whiners, put a little time into your equipment. All right, I'm taking this capacitor out. Why? Because I feel like it. I'm bored. Watch, I get the wrong. Hold on. I gotta find the right leads. Gotcha. I gotcha. And I did that without even using my magnifiers. Wow. Yeah, us old people have to magnify our vision somehow, you know. Pops right out, guys. 301. Pops right out. I don't know what people's problem is, but works for me. As I tell everyone, I'm just special. Special ed, I have no idea. Just special. Oh yeah, see, so there's nothing under. Yeah, so there's nothing underneath that capacitor. The only reason why it's corroded on the can is because of that glue. It did not leak electrolyte. Not at all. Nasty. Mauser and DigiKey, yes, Danny, yep. Yeah, he threw in the towel. Yeah, isn't Perry? He's getting up there in age a little bit. Nothing against age. I'm old too, but I think he's getting up there. Maybe he's getting tired of amps. I'm not sure, but he helped me out back in 2014 or so. Yeah, Mauser and DigiKey. Yeah, Mauser's my go-to place. DigiKey, if I can't find it on Mauser. DigiKey likes to charge tariffs. I think Mauser's charging tariffs too, aren't they? I'm not sure. Can't remember. It's been a while since I ordered parts. I ordered parts for Nolan's amp, but the one of Nolan's amps that I was going to fix, I can't fix because I got to use parts to fix other amps. But at least I have drivers now for the Stinger 4Ks. Yeah, all right. And that capacitor is what? That capacitor is even legible. 220 microfarads at 25 volts. 220. Of course, all good techs carry capacitors. Well, if you can find them. Real capacitors and filter capacitors are a whole nother story. Kemet, guys, brand is important. Uh, Kemet is a good brand. I mean, I personally have never had any Kemet failures. Uh, yeah, Nichicons though are starting. I'm starting to see Nichicon and Nippies going through the counterfeiting process. So yeah, EPCOS. I like EPCOS. I use these for the Orion boards, the HCCA boards. But yeah, so there's a Kemet 220 at 35. Boards are always marked negative. I mean, that's assuming. You know, probably shouldn't assume. Don't ever assume, especially as an electrician. So simple, so simple. Now I know, guys, I said this wasn't going to be a repair video, but I have an OCD like there's no tomorrow, and I cannot let that capacitor sit. That old crusty, powdery, failing nastiness. I just can't do it. Even if I gave this amp away, I'd have to change it. A little bit of flux, a little bit of garbage flux. It's this knockoff 559. I don't care. Flux. I don't do laptops. I don't do critical stuff. But this knockoff 559 works just fine for me. I do use Kester. Sorry, guys, for that background noise. The 44 for sorry, guys, that's a really loud mower they have over there. Not normal. Uh, I use Kester 44 on the controls and stuff, but I will use the higher tin content stuff for like the large power areas that tend to get a little hotter because the high tin stuff does it has a little higher melting point. Unplug this again so I don't melt anything. Oh, I gotta turn my light off. Sorry about that, guys. I hit the switch. Various stuff. Yeah, and yes, he has health issues. Oh man, really? I hope he's doing okay. I noticed several years ago that he was really slowing down on his interaction. So, my prayers go out. He's helped me out more times than I can count. Yes, and then, that's why I kind of think that Perry is probably getting tired. That's so odd that that motor is that loud. But yeah, I hope he's okay. Wish him the best. Little clippers. I use these little clippers. I buy these in bulk, guys, from China, off Temu. I use these at work every single day of my life. Great little clippers. Is it hot where you're at? No, I have a jacket on. I have a jacket on in almost July. Not normal. I think we're 50, 58 degrees this morning. I think we're probably just creeping over 60 right now. So, yeah. All right. So there it is. See that? Look at that. Nice. All right, sorry guys. I hope I didn't lose the stream. My battery died on the camera. Let me just check. I lost everybody. Hold on, let me see. Is this thing still going? It says it's still going. I'm not sure. I just heard a bunch of texts come through, so I'm not sure if people are letting me know that I lost my stream. Well, guys, hey, if you're still here, gosh darn it, I'm not sure if it's run or not. All right, guys. Well, if you can hear me, thanks for watching. I got to end this. Thanks, guys.